All right, I'm here with my man, Duane Bang Ludwig.
Best, thank you, sir.
In Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado.
Home state.
Yep. Colorado's beautiful. It's the home. It's where the heart beats. It's where it'll be the last beat, the first beat and last beat. So Colorado is home. Beautiful.
With his beautiful family.
My family's awesome.
All right here.
Whoa, is he boss? It's a little boss who's. Whoa, thank you.
Yeah.
It's good.
So I just wanted to, a lot of people, maybe they don't know your background, so I've been following you since, I don't know, I even remember the years, but it's been at least 15 years, and it's just been amazing to see you fight, and you go all over, fight all over the world, or in Japan, and the what was it, the UCC? And,
UCC,
like kind of the progression and just become a vote the top MMA coach, just kind of seeing that progression, and something that we get to benefit from every day, the bang system, the Bang Muay Thai system, that I'm crazy about and I love. So I don't know, just tell me a little bit, tell everybody background.
The background. I guess I started off in martial arts, Kyokushin karate with Shihan at the time, Shihan Naomiya it was Ashihara karate at the time. Like I was talking about earlier. It's the first martial instructor I was able to just randomly cross paths with a legit martial artist that took his martial art to the highest level of competition at his time for the understanding. So,
and back in the day, the Kyokushin karate was that was the proving grounds, right?
That was the
martial arts,
because they had the sabaki, and they actually, I'm not quite sure the exact words or terms that they used to advertise it, but they were, if I remember correctly, saying it was like the no holds barred type of fighting at the time, because it was bare knuckle fighting, bare knuckle body punches, no punches to the face, but you grab the gi, sweep, no submissions or anything, but it's all pretty much standard fighting, but with sweeps. And again, at the time it was the UFC type version, until the actual UFC showed up, and everyone was like, whoa, what is all this? And even me at the time was like, wow. But I've been blessed to have legitimate instructors throughout my career, such as Shihan Naomiya, who is a Kancho now. Kancho in Japanese just means the head of an organization. He's the head of Enshin karate. Enshin means to circle on the path and to find the blind spot in your opponent. And again, I started training with him when I was 8, and then from there started in traditional Muay Thai with a guy named James Tigret, Crew Tigret. So 15 to about 17 and a half or so, and then that instructor moved off to Texas, and then I randomly crossed. So he was a legit Thai guy. He was like the Cobra Kai instructor.
So you did karate and then you did Muay Thai.
Yep. So I had
that's the progression that kind of have gone within the past, right?
Yeah, very typical, flow for people who've stayed in martial arts for many years. So I went
striking
from karate,
arts, right.
Yep, striking. So I went from traditional Kyokushin karate to traditional Thai style Muay Thai, and then just randomly crossed paths with Sensei Boss Rutan. For a local promoter out here, flew Boss
out. That's what I was going to ask you. How did you meet Boss?
I met Boss just randomly because my Thai boxing instructor was teaching out of a gymnastics facility, who the owner of the gymnastics facility was a martial art enthusiast as well. So he hired my trainer at the time, or my instructor at the time, to run classes out of. So, but then when he moved back to Texas, I just took over, and so I've literally been teaching kickboxing, Muay Thai since I was 18.
Wow.
It was about 17 and a half, 18. And just that promoter, or that owner of the gymnastics facility, was such a fight fan. He had fights, legitimate fights. We bought the Battle cage and had fights there, because in Colorado at the time there was no commission.
Right.
So you just have a show and have anybody fight whatever rules and everything.
That's why they had the UFC here, right?
That's why the first UFC was here. The first one,
nobody would sanction it.
Nobody. You didn't have to sanction. You just do what you want, right?
Right.
Rent an arena and have everyone fight. So again, the gymnastics owner, the promoter there, would just have legitimate shows, and bought the Battle cage and.
Is it John Peretti?
John Peretti came through here. Yeah, he was the UFC, because it was called the Lone Wolf Invitationals for the first couple shows, and then he renamed it to the Boss Rutan Invitational.
Boss Rutan Invitational. I was there. John Peretti was the one running it, right?
He was like the talent scout for the UFC. So if you did good in those shows, you went to the UFC.
That's right.
So it was like, you know, legitimately like a pre-UFC show. It was the Lone Wolf Invitational. It turned into the Boss Root Invitational. Right. And I was just randomly teaching out of that facility and then fighting on those cards, and then he'd bring Boss in.
That's how you got into it.
So just kind of random coincidence, really. I always knew I was gonna fight, and I knew I was gonna be a world champion when I was 15. Just something I felt and pursued, and just one thing led to another, and now I'm teaching out of this, again, gymnastics facility that's having legitimate full-on MMA fights with the current UFC matchmaker John Peretti, and then Boss Room, the King of Pancrase, shows up, right, and then he'd be the special guest, and then the next day after the show, and I found him every show, and then after
that's
that,
amazing, huh?
He would run a seminar.
What are the chances, huh?
But what's crazy, like the people that came through there was like Modi Hornstein, Pat Smith, Jens Pulver fought there, Joe Stevenson, who's the big? There's a guy who fought Pride, Crazy Horse. He was
that was later. That was
the Texas Crazy Horse, though.
Oh yeah, no, the Heath Killer, right?
Heath Herring.
Yeah.
Heath Herring came through there. Again, Yves Edwards, Nate Marquardt. So we had quite a few people, like legitimate people who are still in the game today, come through that organization.
Yeah.
So
wow.
it was legit.
That's pre-King of the Cage, yeah.
Pre-King of the Cage, yeah. So it was just. I just again randomly come across like legitimate martial art. It's like no McDojo people at all ever that I've ever come across. You know, like that's why we're sitting here today, is we're legitimate martial artists still on the path of pursuing our own development and then sharing and giving it back to people. But you know, that's just been my path. And then when Boss was out here for the shows, and then he would do the seminar the next day, I would attend the seminars, and then we grew our relationship from there. But it really grew when he got his second UFC fight was for the title, though, and he did his training camp in Colorado at our facility, because he realized the elevation here. And at the time, it was believed that, you know, you train at higher elevation, you produce more red blood cells, you go back down to sea level, you're good to go. And I've always felt strong no matter where I fought, cardio-wise, so it's always been proven to me that it's been successful. But apparently the science now is you're supposed to, I think, train at sea level and then rest at high altitude or something. Yeah, that's what TJ does. Okay. He trains at sea level, but then he has his oxygen restricted mask or whatever he sleeps with. So he's supposed to sleep at a lower elevation and train at a higher elevation and train at a lower elevation. But so Boss did his training camp out here for Randleman, and for his fight, you know, he went the whole distance, and he said that he never felt tired. He was good to go.
Where was that fight?
I think that was in Alabama somewhere, if I remember correctly. Just sea level, but he rocked it. He won a decision, became the UFC champion, and then went to pursue some movies from there. And then I would go and fly out to California and train with him for my fights, you know, for the King of the Cage fights and K1 fights and UFC fights and so on. So we've always had our relationship going, you know, to this day. You know, he's flying out here in a couple of days, or tomorrow actually, to do some filming with us. So it's you know, our relationship still grows. He's he's my main martial art influencer. So since 18 on.
What year was his UFC fight again?
I'm sorry?
What year was his UFC?
So Sensei won the title in was it 90
with Kevin Randleman?
With Randleman, yeah. I don't know if that was in 99. I'm not quite sure if that. You want to pull that up, Enrique?
Yeah.
When Sensei won his world. You know what? That's funny, because what I thought about doing, you know, it's funny now I do this on the podcast, is
it's okay.
Was to make that, like, as far as like a written test, so we win the Boss for the world title and things like that. So
it's cool.
That's the lineage, right? Yeah. So I'm actually not sure. I don't remember it. What year? So
I think it was in the 90s. Yeah,
I think it was in the 90s.
Yeah. Because it was in Alabama. It was like the dark days. It was even
98. It was 97 or 98.
Yeah.
It was 97 or 98 because I was out in California.
They started to have prides, right?
Yes.
At those times. And
yeah, and he was actually, it's not official, but when I was out there training with him one time, he got a call. And it was from someone at Pride offering for him to fight Vanderlei. He was going to fight Vanderlei one time. Oh, that would have been so cool. That Boston Vanderlei fight Pride.
Vanderlei Silva.
Dude, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, that could have been good.
Sensei and Vanderlei, so that would have been awesome. And apparently, I guess Vanderlei's going to be doing something with bare knuckle boxing recently.
He's going to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be bare knuckle boxing. I think it's supposed to be him and Chris Lieben. It's supposed to be a fight. From what I it was just something I see online, which never quite sure what you're reading online. But yeah, I'm not a fan of seeing I'm not a fan of the bare knuckle boxing in general. I think it's a bad look and bad feel. Probably how people used to feel about MMA in the beginning.
But then like the guys, right? They've already gotten like hit so much, right? Like
these people coming back to fight, with always such a long track record of fights anyway, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I just don't think it's got a good feel for the whole martial art aspect. The bare knuckle thing just a little bit just steps away from what martial arts is. Well, I shouldn't say what it's about, but just doesn't have the. I don't think it's as I don't really like it.
I mean, I look at the results. You know, I've seen a couple of the highlights just because I wanted to see, but it is. I mean, you know, hey man, we were the Valitudo days. That time, so I mean, we're not like, oh my god, but it's kind of sad to see some of these, like, you know, I mean, they're legends, you know.
Yeah, legends for sure.
I don't want to see them getting, you know, knocked out on the face and bare knuckle. I don't know. I just don't
see
it, you know.
Yeah, I have too much respect for that era.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't want to see that, but
yeah, definitely not good. Just as far as, you know, going through the path is that's how, you know, met Boss, and Boss has always been in my life since then, and just went from, you know, win some, lose some, K1, UFC, went through, and then finally came to a point where there's no longer fighting, and there's teaching, and just been sharing the arts ever since, right?
Yeah,
so
it's awesome.
It's that's why we're here, right?
Yeah,
We're sharing, giving back, right? And like, you look at your resume, like you're a super ninja.
Yeah, I've been doing it,
forever.
For a long time.
Yeah.
I love it. And,
boom.
Yeah, I mean, and I get to give back, right, what it's given me. So yeah, I mean, we're both blessed, right? We get to do what we love to do. Mm-hmm. We're passionate about it, you know. So yeah. But speaking of the Bang system, like,
sir.
I love it. You know, I love it because I mean, I don't like the brain damage. I love fighting, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of it. It's part of it. You know, not everybody wants to be a fighter, right? But you can benefit. You can get the good things, right? The good brain things. You learn the combinations, you know, so you get the coordination, all those things, and then you also receive, and you have to you get that spatial awareness. So, man, speaking of like brain things, like, it's such a great brain tool, this system.
You will definitely use your whole body, your mind, your soul. Everything should be incorporated anyway with any martial art, but especially with the BMT. BMT is the Bang Muay Thai. It's just a system that, you know, organizing and bringing things together. That just came from Sensei Boss Root, and he's the first guy who would say 2 is jab cross rather than 2 being the cross. But as far as his chunking combinations together, so I just continued on that path with his guidance, and just continuing to do that and following those methods, I've been able to produce multiple world champions.
Yeah.
And it's just the Dutch style, like the way they train with Boss's philosophies, with what I've learned through the years. So it's a combination of quite a few things, but I'm a traditional martial artist about honor and respect and giving credit where it's due. And Boss has been a huge influence in my life as far as the combinations and theories and stuff that I've been doing. And I've had many great influences over my life because I'm one of the first guys that I'm aware of to create ranking in kickboxing.
Yeah.
And instead of following belts, we do colored shirts.
I mean, for me, it's like legit, you know?
It's
like,
thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
really legit,
that. It's as pure as I can make it, because one of the things with our students is, whether it's the guy who's fighting for the UFC world title or a day one student, I have the same goals in mind to keep them safe, healthy, and happy, but yet improving. And with the combinations and ortho and southpaw, you're learning, you're using every wave in your brain, so it definitely helps for, I think, cognitive function as well.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. You know. And guys, we have some fighters that are gonna come and it works.
Yeah,
it works.
It's proven to work.
It works. Like, TJ Dillashaw won.
Yep.
I'm using like the combos that we do in class.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Yep. Yeah, it's the same combos that TJ uses training, drilling. Is the same combinations that we have our regular students doing, because that's how he prepared for the fight.
Yeah.
Without punching people, but doing it on the pads and the bags and with the partner. Why can't anybody else do that? It's not that he is super ninja, but they're basic combinations with theories and thoughts to set them up and make them work. So just sharing that same knowledge and lineage with regular people as well as civilians, as they say. So it's been good. It's like it's one of the things I've learned on how to drill kickboxing, though, came from watching jiu-jitsu and wrestling. So it's all incorporated as far as giving back and feeding and learning things. And I've learned a lot from people over the years as far as like the ranking organization, how to have one partner do one drill and the other partner do the drill and work with each other. And because in kickboxing, boxing a lot, it's just fighting and sparring. It's never really drilling and helping the other partner get better and understanding your role. So I learned a lot of that, again, from watching and participating in, again, jiu-jitsu and wrestling. So
I mean, that's one of the things that I really appreciate about it. It's like, it's smart. Like, it's smart. Like, and I've known you, and I know how you work, and yeah, it's smart. It's like it's so dynamic. It's like all over the place. It's modern. I mean, it's like
modern, yes sir.
I think I don't know, like most advanced like training system, striking system out there.
I would definitely say
it has everything in there. I mean, take that double leg fake, going upstairs, and I mean everything in between. The classic, classic combos that you have that everybody do. What are some of the classic combos?
Just the basic two, right? Just two hands, jab cross, and the TJ combo, jab, fake the single leg. They change level, uppercut, hook, just ripping them off. But making sure you're a ninja, sneaking in the combinations. What ninja means, nin means to sneak. Ja means well. So to sneak well is what ninja means. So you gotta sneak those combinations in there and hide them and be slightly deceiving and make sure you're hitting and not getting hit. So understand those patterns and get people to step and get the weight shifted and be slightly out of position, just like in jiu-jitsu, position before submission. Same theories that carry over into the kickboxing, just the fighting and life in general, right? So just learning the life lessons that you take from the dojo or the academy or gym, whatever you want to call it, and take them, not just taking them, but having them be a part of you so that you carry them into the other aspects of life. It's been fun. It's been just
I love, like, it just flows so well with, like, how we have it at the Legacy in Burbank, the jiu-jitsu, the way it is, and I mean the crossover is crazy. People can do both at the same time. You become form follows function, right? So you become shaped like jiu-jitsu. So it's nice to go in and do Bang Muay Thai. You kind of do for different movement patterns. It's for your brain, for your body to just kind of loosen up. And
what I'm interested in start doing is the tack fit, though. So I want to get some of that going. Yeah, so I want to make sure
don't get me going.
I'm excited. Yeah. So is my wife. Yeah. So health and healing.
Next time you guys come to Burbank, we're all going to do a class. We'll spend some time.
Acai, BMT at Legacy along with some tap fit. What do you say, sweetie? A little flow in there. Woo, what you know.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like I talked about the tack fits. It's like, I mean, it's like it's all the right stuff. It's like a perfect, mix, right? Of like, it's like your breath with the movement, the structure, and the body, And then when you do all those things, like you're at your like homeostasis, right? And you're trying to find that flow state. And the creator Scott Sonnen, he's really. He's dedicated his life. Scott Sonnen, yeah.
Scott Sonnen. I'm gonna look him up. Yeah. Just to watch. There's some videos and some videos.
Yeah, essentially, I think of the TED Talk that he has.
Yes, sir. That's the guy. Okay, he's the one doing the TED Talk. So he was talking about how not the best upbringing in life with his father and stuff. And I listened after about 10 minutes. I was like, boom. I want to watch Alberto's now. Alberto's is sweet. Yours is good.
What's that?
The video that you sent me.
Oh yours, yeah.
And then the other.
He was had a learning disability. He had when you have like childhood trauma. Yeah. Well, just he had dyslexia. He had like a lot of things, and he was even institutionalized as a kid.
That's what. What do you mean by that institution?
They put him in a mental hospital for kids as a kid. Wow. The same age as I think he was like, I don't know, I'm not sure, but maybe like 8 or 9. I mean, who would do that? Because he couldn't sit down in the or whatever. He was interruptive in the.
He was too
school.
active.
He just didn't understand. But then he was like brilliant too. Things would come out, and you can watch the TED Talk, and you can kind of see.
I listened to watched the first about 10 minutes of it, and then I skipped I went to yours.
And then he found his learning style through martial arts. And then I think, I just my opinion, right? But, he's like, he had to figure out why he had to suffer and why he had to, all these things had to happen. And he went down that rabbit hole and that was like his flow state. And he, went down that rabbit hole and kind of just reverse engineered and basically created a martial art with movement.
Nice.
And so it's like katas in a way, but it's all the right stuff you can apply to, Bang Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, just life, CrossFit, it's just, you can plug it into everything.
Health and wellness, right?
And you really, just, it's all about homeostasis, and, even just like we move our bones around each other at the beginning of class, and then we have the middle part, just activation, then the middle part is 20 minutes of just training, right? And you're trying to get that perfect, the cadence, the breath with the movement, and the correct structure, which takes time, or it takes years. And you feel great. You feel great all day long because you have that 20 minutes of doing the right things with time, right? And then you do a cool down. You turn off the muscles that you use and stuff. Okay. And so you kind of learn. You just get awareness, right? And you can carry that over to everything that you do.
Yeah. So please take us through some of the. What do you say? I guess the exercise routine. Or program,
so the tool really for the main tool, right, is the club bell, and it looks like a bat, yeah. And man, it's so good for pulling all your joints apart, for real strength, torque in the body. It really like it's changed my life in a lot of different ways, and everybody that uses it, like it's the tool that we're designed to hold. Like kettlebells are awesome, all these other tools are awesome, but I mean monkeys, right? They have bats, and I mean not bats, but what do you call it, clubs and stuff, you know. So you know, we're designed to hold that, and it really gets like head to toe, like moves all your your fascia, gets everything like connected. It's really something else. It takes time. It's like very very technical, you know. Mm-hmm. So you have to have somebody like to show you and stuff. But TACFit, like those TACFit certifications and club bells and stuff, club bell certifications can help you do that, you know.
Nice. I'm in. I want to do that for sure. Yeah.
Get Sam and get some other guys,
for sure.
to come over and do it.
Yeah, I'll make a little trip out. We got to make some trips out anyway, regardless. Yeah. But definitely want to.
And then we have like so before like TACFit was called CST, circular strength training, and basically like there's like 3 rings, and one is like moving the bones around each other. He calls it into flow. The second ring is like the flow, like the moving yoga, basically, you know. And you get reconnected, you know. You get sore, you just get tight, and so like you kind of just reconnect everything, and so bring it back online, you know. And the last one is like the club work, you know, like the club bell strength. And so those are the 3 rings, and that's the parent of TACFit. And TACFit, the TACFit is the recovery from stress. It's all about stress recovery. So your heart rate goes up. And so, of course, that applies to like to fighting, to life, you know, to life, right? We're all like too stressed. We get ourselves too stressed for nothing, right? The lion's not going to eat us, you know, just for no reason, you know. So really, you know, just with movement, it gives you like that balance, and yeah, it's really helped me, and everybody that was really trained, you know, in my school, they've really benefited from it. So it's awesome.
I'm in. How many days a week do you work TACFit at Legacy?
We have it 6 days a week.
Okay. Oh wow.
I do it every day when I'm there. So.
And the full workout time is an hour, or it's.
The class is like an hour, but it can be like 45 minutes, 50 minutes. You know, we do our warm up, and the workout is only like 20 minutes.
Okay.
So it's really efficient. Yeah,
minutes.
It's really efficient. Woo! Yeah, and it's really nice because it goes well with everything else.
We all work out all day long, though, right? I was making sure we're efficient.
But you can use these things to recover. I mean, you can use also drills and stuff to recover too, right? But it's nice because it's all the right stuff. So
how I guess it would depend on the class size, right? But how many pieces of equipment would a place need to bring TACFit on as a teacher?
You can be efficient because there's different time protocols. There's like a 90-30, and so you can have groups, you know, and they can just rotate in all the different things, or they can, you know, it depends on the protocol. But you can be really creative, you know. So we have some parallettes, we have some bars, you know. You really need those many things. Kettlebells, you need some club bells, you know, if you can do that. But a lot of stuff you can just do with body weight. It's the knowledge, you know. You have to have a coach.
Okay, the info itself.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, definitely. Let's do some of these tomorrow. I'm in. I want to get some of that and just feel the flow of it all, and just realign everything. Right, hit that homeostasis, like you said. Make sure we're in line to keep continuing the sharing of the arts. Make sure we're good with that. I was gonna ask you something about. So you have. You're out of your.
I just noticed that cauliflower in here.
Oh yeah, I got a little bit.
Duane Bang.
Yeah, I got a couple pieces of cauliflower. I grew up a little bit. I've got some black belt moves. Your MMA, you have 15 wins, and 14 of them, to jump around a little bit, 14 of them are from submissions, and they're various submissions. It's like the rear naked, the guillotine, the heel hook, the arm bar, the triangle. You have like wins for like almost every submission out there. Like it's super cool. Like that's ninja.
Yeah. I mean, I'm jiu-jitsu, you know. I think I did my first fight just because, I mean, like just to prove myself. Hey, does this stuff work? Does jiu-jitsu work? And so I called King of the Cage and just did a fight, you know. and then Javier Vasquez, who was like the champ at the time, he happened to be there, and he kind of acted like cocky with me, you know. And I didn't like that, you know, because I, dedicated my life to like being the best and moving to Brazil and all that. I was like, man, you know. And so the matchmaker, they wanted me to fight again because I like sold a bunch of tickets. This is my first time fighting in New Mexico. I've been traveling my whole life for tournaments and stuff. And so they're like, they didn't pay anything, right? It was like how much, like $300 or something for the King League for those events. So you know, it's like come on, you know. And so they were doing another. I did my first fight in June, and then the second one was supposed to be in October, but we couldn't come into an agreement because I was like losing money, right? Come on, you know, like $300. But what I did is I bought a bunch of tickets for my first fight. I just put on a credit card, and I got a commission on the sales of the tickets, so I was able to make some money that way, you know. But then I was like, man, more than like $200 or $300. But then they wanted me, right, because I sold all those tickets. October didn't work out. And like, all right, we give you, if you fight in December, we'll give you a title shot, and that's how I got that.
Oh wow!
Cage
Your
title
second
shot.
MMA fight was
My
the
third
title
one.
shot? Your
Third one.
Okay.
So they're like, do this next fight, and then we'll give you that title shot.
Wow.
And that's how the King of the Cage thing happened.
Wow.
Yeah, the
Dang.
title, whatever, and it was like a big deal, right? Because
Yeah.
it was like pay-per-view and whatever.
Well, a lot
It was a good
of
fight.
quality people came through King of the Cage.
Yeah,
like
everybody,
Rampage
right?
Jackson, I did as well, but Chris Brent, a lot of people.
You have that.
Guy Metzger?
We were talking about that classic you versus the Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I think he had tennis shoes on, right?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah,
Vans.
Vans. Poor guy. Yeah. So the story with that was King of the Cage. Like we're talking with the promoter at the time, Terry Treblecock was his name.
Right.
And he says, this guy in the organization, when this guy just fought in the last card, he wants to fight you. And I was like, what? So I took it personal. I was like, all right, cool. I'm like, we'll fight. He has got over 1,000 street fights. I was like, what? Okay, I don't care, whatever. So the way I took it, or the way it was expressed to me, that he has 1,000 street fights and he wants to fight me. So I took that personal. So the fight was, set up,
right.
whatever. And we're fighting now, and we're in the clinch. And I take him down, and I have a rear naked choke sunk, right? And I remember, oh yeah, he asked to fight me. So I let it go, and I pushed, and I get up, like, hey, we gotta actually fight now. So then I just was able to pick him apart. But I was nervous before the fight, and backstage, Boss could see that I was nervous, and Boss is like, just tells me a joke just to be silly, to get me relaxed. He goes, hey, if you want to throw him off, do the Karate Kid, huh? And I was like, haha.
He
like,
did the crane kick.
He just tells me to do it as a joke, right? Just to get me to relax. And like, I'm nervous. I'm like, all right, Sensei, just I don't want to tell him anything, right? So I just give like a fake laugh. But now fast forward into the fight, I'm getting the guy in, and I can feel like I have my, I have the flow, and I'm just piecing him up. And it just comes to me to do the Karate Kid. But I just did it to him as a joke to Sensei, just to be funny, right? So it wasn't actually to disrespect the guy too much. It was more of a joke to Sensei. And it's been an iconic thing from then on, and I was able to do it in my first UFC fight.
That was against Genki Sudo?
Genki
yeah.
Genki Sudo.
Wow,
So
that was a crazy fight. And you've been around, man.
Been around for a while.
Yeah.
For many years, early 2000s to now. So it's been a run. But now to take all those lessons and pay them forward and tell stories and hang out with you, and it's fun, right? It's what we need to do is to pay it forward, huh? So. But just from that silly little joke with Boss, and did it in the fight and another fight, and made that our logo now. So it's just cool to keep like the lineage of the stories alive, right? So it's been good.
Yeah.
But what was the show you fought? It was in Japan. It was Zest. And what they just did that only one-off show, or was that with Pride? Or
no, it's separate. But everybody's it was. But
all the fighters just
They
didn't
There's
contract
some guys who
people.
were from Shudo. Like Marcus Aurelius. Aurelio.
Mm-hmm.
He won that. There was like a 8-man, I think.
Okay.
And so what's his name? Rich Clemente fought on it.
Oh wow, Rich Clemente. Yeah.
They had some good fighters in the thing, and
That's
they brought
cool.
me in for like just a separate fight.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
Who'd
it's cool.
you fight?
I forgot his name from Japan.
Japanese guy.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember the foreign. It's hard to remember the foreign names. Yeah, it is.
But it was cool. I mean, I wasn't planning on making a career of like fighting. I did 1, 2, and then because I felt disrespected at the my first King of the Cage fight. I got the title shot, right, and then I beat the champ. Terry Chubblecock, I don't think wanted him to continue because he wanted to go the UFC, and they were like trying to compete with the UFC at the time.
Yeah.
And so I think they thought stylistically maybe I was whatever, maybe a bad matchup, I don't know. And it was in New Mexico, so the altitude, right?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then I was with Greg Jackson, right? So, I mean, they were like, man, they're kind of like, they spy, and so they had guys videoing him, like, warming up, and,
wow.
stuff like that. So I was like, anyway, I was really, really prepared.
Yeah.
It was only my third fight. He had, like, done, like, 8 or 9 fights. He was, like, a big deal. He had just beat, what's his name? Rumino Sato, who was, like, the first, like, lightweight MMA superstar.
What was the name?
Rumino Sato.
Oh, Rumino, yeah. Oh, wow. He
Shudo,
he went to Shudo, or he came over.
He went to Shudo and beat him in Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about.
And then he did another fight. I think he won the Gladiator Challenge belt also. And so then
no, Javi was legit.
No, he's the man. He's the man.
Legit, yeah.
I mean, he had a thing with cancer. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh, that's right.
And he beat cancer. Like the guy's like he's for me he's like. He's an
inspiration.
Yeah, he's an inspiration.
To go through all that and then
Good
still
guy.
be here,
Yeah.
Javier Vasquez Academy. He's running his own facility somewhere. Yeah, he was a very high level jiu-jitsu guy, like way back in the day, right? Just like you.
Yeah, but that's exactly it. He was a grappler. I'm a grappler, but I moved to Brazil. Like I went all in. I was like, I took a lot of pride in my jiu-jitsu, and so I knew if I made it a grappling fight, it could be good. So anyway, it worked out and stuff. And he hurt his knee in the fight, but whatever. You saw me the next week. I was competing, right?
Yep.
So
busy. That was the Then you went to Grappler's Quest after that, right? Or was it with the?
I think it was like a shootout, it was called Pancrase.
Oh, you went to Pancrase after that.
Well, Pancrase was the only grappling though here in Colorado.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
You were like a celebrity.
That's right. Yeah, I had a jersey. That's right. Yeah, I was doing something. Like, the takedown. Yeah, cool. All right. One point. I didn't know what I was doing. But everyone, we gotta hook up Profess. Gotta make sure he's winning. It's good. Yeah, that's right. And it's Stars Academy. Will Hendricks, I think, was the guy who put that on for the Pancrase submission. He was the guy who ran the Pancrase. There was a Pancrase gym here for a while where Nate Marquardt trained out of after he went to Japan and came back. Yeah. So Nate's another super legit guy from Colorado. We've had a lot of top guys come from Colorado.
I mean, you guys are the first guys from Colorado. Nate was you and Nate fighting.
So Nate's another guy who came up through the Boston Invitationals. He fought actually. He heel hooked Yves Edwards in one of those shows. Yeah, we've had quite a few people come through here through that show and still back around, right? It's awesome. Good. Ended up winning with the Strikeforce title. Won Pancrase, won the Strikeforce title. Fought for the UFC title against Anderson Silva, but didn't turn out for him too well. Not that many people would beat Anderson, right?
Yeah.
But Nate was another solid world class guy from like one of the early days.
Yeah, for sure.
Another guy who went to Japan actually.
Yeah.
And lived there for a while.
Yeah, a lot of years.
They sponsored him. Yeah, they took care of him to stay out there and train. I remember when he came back, showed us all the ankle locks and stuff. Like, oh wow, how was Japan? How was that? It's cool. So he's literally almost out of high school to Japan fighting. So another guy who's been around for a long time, but still in the game.
Yeah,
he's
still fighting?
He's not fighting, but he's teaching for some church.
Okay.
So he's real big into religion now, and he's teaching jiu-jitsu classes for his ministry or his church, and he's a pastor and does some work for that.
Nice.
So
good for him.
He's still trying to help out, right, and give back in his way. So that's nice and admirable, obviously. So everyone's still on the path. It's on the path. It's good. You're awesome, Professor.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Professor. You're awesome, sir.
Yeah.
We got to.
Yeah, good.
Boom.